So hello everyone, I'm Japneet, and here in this video I'm going to discuss about some new cue cards. So this is one of them, okay, which has been asked to my student. Jan से जो अप्रैल तक के क्यू कार्ड है, okay, new cue cards January to April 2020. The first cue card, this is the first one, which as I mentioned earlier has been asked to my student, and it was, अभी मैं बताऊंगा उसका सैंपल भी है और वो कौन सा क्यू कार्ड था, ठीक है. एंड यस, as I told you in the previous videos that not all but like few of the new cue cards are also being asked in exam, okay. And हाँ, पुराने वाले भी आए थे, ठीक है ना. Like they also asked about a toy you liked, है ना, in your childhood. पुराने वाले क्यू कार्ड भी पूछे जाते हैं. मोर ओवर जो क्या है, जैन के जो एग्जाम है तो नए वाले भी पूछे जाता है. And yes, and if you want new cue cards and samples, then please make sure to subscribe this channel. And yes, the cue card is next, as you can see the video, okay. The next clip is cue card. This topic is one of those cue cards which are new actually, okay. So this one was asked to my student yesterday, and here it is. Talk about an article you recently read in a magazine or in a newspaper. And okay, so here are some cues. When you read it, what was it about? Was it a good or bad news? Okay, so here's the sample answer. I usually read a newspaper daily, and I also enjoy reading some technology and lifestyle related magazines. There are lots of interesting, thought provoking, and intriguing articles I often enjoy, and today I would like to talk about one such article that I recently read from a newspaper. Okay, so here यहाँ पे हम global warming के बारे में बताएंगे. It was about the global warming and environment changes and how the humankind was contributed to this damage, and finally how to prevent it. This is not a new topic, but the article I am talking about was written in different perspective. It highlighted that changes that happened in the last 1 decade and how these changes have already impacted our environment and life. I read this article 2-3 weeks ago, and this was written by a famous environmental scientist and researchers. Okay, and the researchers, I'm a bit confused whether should I say it as a bad news or good news. So यहाँ पे complex structure use किया हुआ. Since this is a research and statistical fact type article that showed the environment changes in recent years, temperature rise all around the world. Okay, the impact, ये भी बताएगा क्या बताया था, and the impact of it in our lives and in other species. Then it showed our ignorance about the severity of this danger. हमारी ignorance के बारे में कि हम कैसे इसको ignore कर रहे हैं, हालांकि this is really है ना a mammoth problem, ठीक है. Severity of this danger, and then finally some solutions to mitigate the problem. The first few parts were like bad news, as they described how much we have already damaged the environment. पहला जो कुछ पार्ट था वो एक तरह से बैड न्यूज़ था, क्योंकि उसने बताया कि हम, क्योंकि उस आर्टिकल में बताया था कि कैसे हमने अपने इन्वायरमेंट को कैसे डेंजरस बना दिया है. बट द फाइनल पार्ट ऑफ न्यूज़ और आर्टिकल showed the light of hope and explained that we still have the opportunity to save ourselves from the disaster. तो एंड में क्या बताया था, दैट वाज रियली अमेजिंग पार्ट, जिसमें बताया था कि भैया हम इसको कैसे सेव कर सकते हैं. सम ऑफ द सॉल्यूशंस वर प्रपोज्ड एंड दैट आई कंसीडर बीइंग अ गुड न्यूज़. तो जो सॉल्यूशन बताए थे वो मुझे अच्छी न्यूज़ लगी एक तरह की, ठीक है. I have read numerous articles about the ozone layer, extinction of some species in the recent years, then the danger of health for the pollution, and many more similar topics. But this one was written in a different viewpoint and try to explain that small changes in our perception and daily habit can save a lot. This article alerted us and then showed us our lack of awareness of the issue, and then gave the hope of making positive changes. I felt like I have adopted a different perception about this triggering issue, triggering बढ़ रहा issue, and felt the need to read more on the topic. The news helped me to understand our immediate attention to our dire issue and how each of us can contribute to reduce आएगा, यहाँ पे reducing नहीं आएगा, to reduce the severity of this eminent problem. For more new cue cards, please make sure to subscribe this, and all the cue cards will be available on this channel exclusively. So please make sure to hit that subscribe button, and thank you so much for watching this.